Here we go with the Christmas edition of On Top the Cage. It is week 16 in the National Football League. How you doing?
I'm good. Probably the coldest show we've done yet so far, and it's not that cold yet, though.
You think so? What do we got? 20, mid-20s maybe.
Yeah, right
Maybe.
now.
Baby, it's cold outside. That's the song, right?
That's the song. Yes, it is.
Corrected song. You don't have any political commentary for that? Like a year or so ago, remember how the song got like bashed because
Yeah, I don't know why it ever got bashed, but I mean that whole bashing stuff.
like
is
baby
stupid.
come inside because we need to make some loving. It's too cold. I don't know what the hell the problem
So
was with the
what's
song.
the correct way to say that?
I don't know. It's ridiculous. There's a lot of
Hey,
overcorrection.
fella.
Dan and I are on the same page in regards to that stuff, I'm pretty sure. So I am back from my family get-together.
Yeah, I don't see a stump with any hammers and nails. I thought we were going to play that game today, but apparently not.
The stump game did get minimally played. There was a lot of games that got played. I refer to it as the Zerusan family throwdown, where my side of the family, meets up, and a lot of revelry goes on, and then we all go our separate ways for the actual Christmas holiday. But one of the games that got played first time this year was I think it was called Battle Putt, but it's like beer pong, but you putt golf balls into these holes, and it was very competitive. There was money on the ground, and my sister and brother continually move, and they were hosting again this year, and their backyard is there's like a cliff, and then it goes into like a golf course and things like that. But my two sons, Connor and Keaton, they lost a battle putt, and I know my brother-in-law Steve was on the winning side of things, and so my sons had to go down this ravine because there was a stump down there. We didn't prepare for the stump game. I mean, it's a cliff.
Did they have to carry it up?
They tried to. It was an enormous stump. It was like this big. We estimated probably 200, 250 pounds. There's no way they were going to do it alone. I'm like, that's enough contribution from my side of the family. I don't think I need to go down there. But my brother-in-law Steve was down there. They start trying to roll this thing up, and then eventually we need a pulley system, right? So we didn't have the tools we really need. We ended up with an electrical cord, like a long-ass electric cord that got wrapped around. They eventually drag it up. I mean, it was a whole to-do, but there was a little bit of stump game playing. There was euchre. There was a lot of competitive drinking games that went on for sure. So anyway,
I would love to see you guys try to move that stump.
I watched it. I thought, like I said, I thought there was enough contribution from my family. They struggled. They were a mess. My sister, who is my brother-in-law Steve's wife, obviously, she was none too happy because all the people who came up, their shoes were like destroyed. And,
oh yeah! Come on in.
Yeah. So
our new house.
Steve's like, put them all in the washer. We're good. Like my sister was having none of it. There was quite a few f-bombs from her. Like, you're an idiot, Steve. So,
lovely.
All that went on, but
why don't you guys throw a rope down there and just screw it into the thing?
We didn't have a
car
rope.
And drag it up there.
Use a car. There was no room to bring a car back there. He has a golf cart, but I don't think that was going to get it done. So anyway, we survived it. It was a great weekend. And we're going to do it all again, I guess, this week. My father-in-law, Tom, is right behind the camera. He came
Live studio audience tonight.
That's right. And his wife, Pat, is here. We also have Teddy coming in with his wife. That's Katie's brother and I guess sister-in-law. That makes her?
Yeah.
Yes, right. And then also Kevin and his wife, Julie. So we will have quite a few people ascending on our house and looking for a good time this weekend, I'm sure.
When's everybody leave?
I don't know.
Maybe we should film early next week.
Said no. They'll leave Saturday,
we need a
Sunday.
couch out here.
Tom, when are you leaving? Tuesday. He sticks around. When he comes, he comes.
Yeah.
So anyway, a little recap of stuff in regards to that. He immediately, probably the second thing he said to me when he came into town Tuesday was, "Is my dear chili still in the fridge?" So
it better be.
It is. He wants it thawed. He's going to try it. So anyway, you got your shopping, wrapping, all that stuff done? It's all done. All done.
We're done.
And that's good.
I can say we're done.
That's good. All right. What has become... Here's the story. The story...
You done?
What?
Are you done?
Wrapping? Yeah. Oh,
all
yeah.
That stuff.
My paralegal Paige. Thank you, Paige. You make the show. It's like a holiday tradition. I have all the Christmas gifts that I have to wrap, theoretically. delivered straight to the office. They don't get delivered to our address here. And then my paralegal Paige.
Oh my God!
You're
one of those guys.
It's a holiday tradition. She's a fantastic rapper. Thank you, Paige. While we're on work stuff, hey, there's so many people there that watch the show that I'm so appreciative. You make me look way better than I am at my position. So, Hawkins, Val, I don't know if you watch the show. Matt, Tiana, Ashley, thank you all so much. You make me look way better at my job than I am. So.
What about me? I make you look way better than this show.
You're a boat anchor. Oh, here. I got a story.
Wait, I thought that was the story.
That's not the story.
You got another story?
I do. Well, I know everybody's getting parched. They want the beer review. But what's become somewhat of a weekly animal update in our house. So it's Sunday.
Is the parakeet still alive?
Parakeet's still alive.
Okay.
So it's Sunday about 8 p.m. And Kate and I left early from Indianapolis where we congregated last weekend. We got back around, 1 o'clock or something like that. Anyway, I watch football out here and I drink brown. It was brown Sunday, of course, so we're having drinks and whatever. Katie's out here, I'm out here. It's around 8 o'clock. And Ethan and Gavin come to the door and they're like, "There's a squirrel in the house." We're like, "Bullshit. There's no squirrel in the house." This happened, don't get me wrong, this happened
Clark.
This happened like 3 years ago. You know that, did. We're like, "Bullshit. There's a flying squirrel in the house." And we go in there and my wife, she goes in first, but she runs straight to the couch and jumps on the couch with 2 feet. Like, she's scared to death of this thing, Not that it wants to hurt us. But I'm like, "What are you doing? It's on the couch." She jumps, she screams and jumps off the couch. But the tools of removing were at this time, it was a lacrosse stick and a clothes hamper is what we were armed with in regards to this flying squirrel. I did not get it on the first attempt. I tried to get it with the lacrosse stick. It went scampering across the room, went straight up the big ass tree.
No way.
I'm like, we have no shot now. I mean, it's a 15-foot tree, and it's.
How the hell did it get in?
I don't know. I tried. My wife's freaked out. Like, she does not like this at all. And anyway, it goes up the 15-foot tree.
Is this on video? Did you guys rewatch the video on that camera because you were trying to catch the dog peeing?
I don't. That's a good point. But I don't know if Ethan captured some of it. I saw the kids with their phones. They were enjoying this. But it goes up the tree. And I tried to convince my wife that it's going to be fine and we should just open the window because there's a set of windows. Take out the screen, and it probably doesn't want to be in here either, and it'll go out. She wasn't having none of it. So anyway, I tried to convince her. We're back out here because I'm like, there's no way in hell. I mean, the tree's thick. We can't find it. I'm like looking like this up the tree. Not happening. So we come back out here. I'm having more drinks, whatever. Ethan comes back out. He goes, I got it. It's trapped in the pantry. So
in the pantry.
It's in the
Perfect
pantry. Right?
place.
Yeah, obviously pantries aren't big rooms, but we have a fairly substantial pantry, and there's shit everywhere. So anyway, I'm like, fine, we got it. We're gonna go in there and make my wife happy. And so I'm first one in there, and I got both my gloves on, things like this. And I see it, and of course there's crap on the ground. There was a set of crackers, like peanut butter crackers. I'm like, all right, I'll put it out, I'll bait him, and I'll grab him. So squirrel was not afraid at all. He came right to it. Like, he's like up there doing his thing, eating.
No
like
way.
He's like a foot away from me, right? Like, I don't know if he like sized me up or what he did. He's like, I can smell the alcohol in that guy's breath. It's like, this bozo has zero chance of catching me. I don't know, but he's like taunting me basically. He's like sitting there eating, like hanging out, like, you got no chance of catching me. I swiped at him. I clearly missed. His reactionary skills, I guess, were far superior to mine.
I'm sure, yeah.
Especially at the time after
At
about
8 o'clock,
8 brown
yeah.
drinks. Right, yeah. He's like, this bozo, zero chance. Anyway, Ethan's like, give me a shot. So anyway, Ethan goes in there and we keep the door open this time, and I have this plastic hamper, and we lodge it up against the door, and somehow Ethan got him to like run. He ran right into the hamper, and I'm trying to close it. He's trying to get out, and he's wickedly fast. The door was escape route to the deck. We got rid of the flying squirrel, but it was a whole debacle again.
God.
So lots of drama here on Sunday
The
for sure.
bigger question is, how did he get in?
I don't know. I like to climb the trees, but it's usually duck work. And I hear them scratching on the roof and things like that at times. This has happened before. There's never.
And you just blew all that shit dog food underneath this fridge here.
I'm fine. We got animals. We got 3
have
dogs. We
cougar
got
living in
a
here.
bird. It's okay if we have a pet squirrel, right?
Yeah, sure.
He's gone, but that is my long story, and we are on to beer reviewer last week.
Beer review.
Beer review. Beer review.
I need beer before I got to put on the.
All right. Beer review comes from the Arche Brewing Company, my favorite brewing company in the local area. It is called Gingerbread.
Looks like the dude from Shrek.
But it looks like he died.
Gingy got killed.
Yeah, it looks like he died on the street, and it's a sidewalk, cut out of him. It is an imperial.
He's got the axis up for eyes.
He does. Like, I'm out. And a sad face, for sure.
Yeah.
It is an imperial oatmeal stout aged on gingerbread coffee beans. 16 fluid ounces, 12%.
Holy crap, another 12%er. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
I gotta do this, My brother Grant, he loves stouts. And the reason why he's gonna make the show is because, I told that squirrel story. It happened like 3 years ago, and Grant was here for it. I'd never seen a bigger vagina in my life than Grant when that squirrel was out. Like, it was in Ethan's room, right? And I'm in there. I think Gavin's in there, and Ethan's in there. And we needed a tool. And I don't know what he was going to throw in there, like a bucket or a basket or something like that. And he literally opens the door and tosses it in and slams the door shut. Like, he was not going to be part of that at all. Anyway, Grant, you're on the show. I don't know if it's in the best light, but anyway, he made the show.
This kind of tastes like last week's beer.
This is tasty. What did we do last week?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. This one's darker, I feel like.
Can't get much darker than last week. I don't taste any ginger in here.
I don't know either. I thought gingerbread, was close enough to Christmas. I know it's the Christmas show, but
it's cool.
That's
got
what
our
happened.
Christmas nuts.
We do. Dan went to, where'd you go?
Haggie's Nut Shop in downtown Canton.
Birthplace of football, very famous nut shop.
Fantastic.
I'm not worried about COVID. Sling me a cashew out of there. I like cashews. That's my favorite nut. Tasty stuff. Last week,
So good.
Dan 6-10, 98, 125, and 1 on the year. 2 weeks in a row, he's gonna sport the horns. Yes, not the epileptic setting. No, I don't know. We can.
Solid.
We can. So he might stroke out. There you go. Looks good. Are they on straight, Tom?
They're crooked, but that's all right.
That's all right. I'm kind of
He
crooked.
is. That's a crooked dude.
Not crooked as an attorney, but
I went taking pot shots at me. I went 8-8 on the week. I can't green. I think this is the third week in a row where I split.
It is.
It's annoying me. I can't gain any traction. I'm 104, 119, and 1 on the year. This is 2 weeks in a row, though. I have won my elephant pick. I won it with San Francisco last week. They won going away against the Atlanta Falcons, so I'm happy about that thing. So we'll see.
And I lost it because of a freaking kicker.
You lost it because of COVID.
Well, not really, but.
If you ask me. I mean,
that's bullshit pass interference call.
Oh, the officiating's horrible. I mean, my Bear game, there was some garbage calls that went against them, and the game last night that I was watching affected the outcome of the game for sure.
You're talking about the pass interference late in the game?
Yeah, there was a couple of calls. There was a holding call that went against Seattle as well, which was completely phantom.
That's almost an identical play. I don't even want to say it was identical.
The NFL officiating is fucking horrible, and there's no accountability. I mean, players, they get fined. They get suspended. They get this. They get that. They get ejected from games. There's no accountability.
Dude that kicked the ball because of that bad foul, he got a personal foul or unsportsmanlike
conduct
because he kicked the ball. He's going to get fined, but those shitty-ass officials aren't going to get fined nothing.
Where is the accountability? And those cats, they get paid well, too. I'm sure they get paid well. So, I don't know. There needs to be more accountability with NFL officiating. I was so mad at the Bear game. I sent a tweet to Goodell and at NFL officiating saying, hey, this is 2 Monday nights in a row where my team has played and they've gotten jobbed both times. He didn't hit me back again. Again, right. So I did it in a Pittsburgh game. I did it in a game against Minnesota.
Do you think it actually goes to Goodell, or there's some...
Well, he probably doesn't look at him. They probably screen him. I mean, it makes it there.
Some paralegal looking at him?
Something like that. I mean, it makes it there, though. I mean, the point goes across. He's got to be hammered with stuff like that. The officiating has been atrocious, and I hope it really doesn't rear its head, come playoff time, because...
it will.
It probably will. We're on to football, right?
Sure.
Thursday night football. Pretty good football game here. The San Francisco 49ers, who are 8-6, travel to Nashville, one of my favorite cities in our country. Tennessee's 9-5. The line is San Francisco minus 3.5. The over-under is 44.5. San Francisco, I mentioned it just a second ago. They come off their beatdown of Atlanta. I think they won that game 31-13. They were 9.5-point favorites. Garoppolo's played pretty well. We haven't seen any of Trey Lance this year. He's played so well. Deebo Samuel's back, and he's morphed more into a running back than a wide receiver. He came into the league as a wide receiver.
Years ago, I wanted the Browns to use Josh Cribbs like that.
A long time ago.
A long time ago. But, I mean, he's fantastic. I love that Samuel dude, and the way they're using him is awesome.
I agree completely. He's a physical dude, and they got to kind of go in there. And that Bosa kid, he got hurt early last year in that rash of injuries that the 49ers had. He's had a great football, season, and he may be, comeback player of the year. I don't think it's sold for Dak Prescott or anything like that because he's not playing too well, but they're on the board later. Tennessee, I once said they're 9-5. They are currently, let's mention the seeds here. San Francisco right now is in. They're the 6th seed in the NFC. The Tennessee Titans are the 3 seed right now in the AFC. Tennessee does come off a loss against Pittsburgh. They're really missing Derrick Henry. They can't score.
There's another officiating screw
It's
up.
not done with the officiating.
In the Tennessee, did you see the end of the game when they had to measure that?
It didn't. I
Oh
went
my
to shower.
God. There's no freaking way it was close to being a first down. And then they bring the chains out, and the way they spotted the ball, I don't know how you didn't say it was a first down. I mean, the ball was... If the ball touches the stick, it's a first down.
Was it 4th down? Or was it 3rd down?
No, it was 4th down.
And
But the
you think it was a
spot
shitty
wasn't
spot?
even close. I mean,
Did Vrabel challenge it?
No, he
he
should have
out?
challenged it because he would have lost. I mean, the spot was so freaking bad. It wasn't even funny. Those guys had to be drinking something.
Tis the season.
It's unbelievable.
Tis the season, but Tennessee, they're missing their playmakers. Julio's back, but this week, and we'll
Julio's
see
not a
about
playmaker
A.J.
for
Brown.
them.
I think A.J. Brown practices on a limited basis. What they really need is Henry. They need Henry.
Yeah, but that other running back's been playing well.
But he's not Derrick Henry.
He's not Derrick
Henry
but
takes
he's
over
filled in
football
nice.
games. I don't know who's going to win this. San Francisco minus 3.5 in this game. What's going to happen, Dan?
You pick first.
Oh, because I'm terrible on Thursday
Yeah.
nights, right?
Yep.
Whatever. Oh, dude. Whatever. I did lose last Thursday night.
I know.
And whatever. The Chargers had complete control of that game. Or back and forth game. Not complete control, but they should have won the football game. Went to overtime, and then Kansas City won. Anyway, I'm laying the points with San Francisco because I don't believe Tennessee can score.
Tennessee.
What a dick. What a dick.
Take a Tennessee because
No
no
rationale.
record on Thursday blows.
The only rationale is because I picked San Francisco.
Yep.
I'm
That's
laying the
only
points.
rationale.
All right, we are on to Saturday football, which is what, Christmas Day? Right?
Christmas Day.
All right, it is Dan's Cleveland football Browns. They are 7-7. They travel to Lambeau to play Green Bay. This is a tough task. Green Bay's 11-3. The Packers have been placed at a 7-point favorite. The over/under is 44.5. Your Browns are on, I wouldn't say life support, but they need to win out.
Yeah, hey, these idiots, they put themselves in this hole. Early on, when they were losing those stupid games, you listen to the sound bites, and they're all like, Baker Mayfield, oh, it's a long season. Myles Garrett, it's a long season. We got to get in here and correct the mistakes. Kevin Stefanski, it's a long season. We got to correct the mistakes. Guess what? The season isn't that long, and you're freaking outside looking in, assholes.
They are a very competitive AFC North. For instance, if the Browns would have won on, what was it, Tuesday or Monday? Monday, or the matinee game on Monday, if you will. They'd have won.
They'd have been number one for a week.
They would have been in first place in the AFC North. Now they're in last place. That's
Yeah.
how tight that AFC North is.
Like my good friend Reese Bobby said, if you're not first, you're last.
Who?
Reese Bobby? Ricky's dad?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I thought you said it wrong. I didn't watch enough of that show to know his dad. I didn't know the ancestry of Ricky
Come
Bobby.
on.
Jesus
You're not first,
Christ.
you're last.
Holy cow.
Screw
What
the
the hell is
Browns.
that?
You play better.
Scottish Hammer lost his job.
Yeah, hey, kick the freaking ball. That's all you got to do. Punt the shit out of that.
Speaking of that, McLaughlin should probably lose his job too. That was a
Well,
missed
they
field
could
goal
have
early in
another
the game.
freaking kicker.
Yeah, that's.
And you know what? That pissed me off too because that douche, they stopped the play, they blew it, they snapped it, and he still went ahead and kicked it anyways.
Banged
and
it right
the one
through.
that didn't count.
Banged
and then
it
when
right
it
through.
counted, you failed us.
Banged it right
Get
through.
rid
Yeah,
of
that's
his
annoying.
ass.
Green Bay, I mean, here's the deal. Green Bay's the 1 seed in the NFC, and they look the part, if you ask me, and they're going to get defensive players back. Their great cornerback, Jair Alexander, he's going to be ready come, playoff time. And I think one of those Smith guys, Zadarius or Preston's been out for a long time. They're expecting him back. I mean, obviously the offense is tremendous. They do lose Valdez-Scantling or whatever the hell that other receiver opposite of Devontae Adams is to COVID this week, but big deal. They come off a win against Baltimore where John Harbaugh again goes for 2.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not your father's National Football League anymore. I mean, people go for 2 to win games. That's 2 out of the last 4 games they've done it. They failed on both accounts. In any event, Baltimore's later on the board. The Packers are -7 in this game against your team, Dan.
I'm surprised because I thought it was going to be double digits.
I'm going to go first.
Well,
Cleveland.
Green Bay is going to win, but I'm taking Cleveland because it's going to be closer than 7.
I agree. I like the run game. What's the deal with Hunt? Is Hunt just done?
He had an ankle injury, and he's on the COVID list.
I hope Baker plays. I mean,
Who knows? Yeah, none of these guys. This COVID thing's pissing me off because, I mean, from Baker's tweets, he's asymptomatic. Why is his ass up back on the team?
it did change a little bit between the negotiation between the National Football League and the National Football League's Players Association. There is somewhat of, Dan and I went back and forth about this last week. There is some sort of an honor system thing with symptoms going on and whether or not you can play. I'm not
What's
sure
a
exactly
symptom?
what it is.
What's a symptom for COVID? A runny nose?
I don't know.
A fever?
But this variant thing is really fucking things up right now. And the
The whole
variant,
thing's freaking stupid. We're protecting the unvaccinated.
the variant comes with very mild symptomology from my understanding. I mean, let them play. Let's do this, is my opinion. Dan and I, we're both taking the points with the Browns.
Yep.
All right, very good. The late game on Saturday, on Christmas Day, is a very good football game as well. It's the Indianapolis Colts traveling out to the desert in Arizona. Indianapolis is 8-6 on the year. Arizona's 10-4. Indianapolis comes off an impressive win against New England, where they gave them a dose of their own medicine. They ran the ball down their throat.
Yep.
They played good defense. Jonathan Taylor looks like he's in the MVP conversation. I mean, he's running the ball great. I think they threw the ball like a half a dozen times in that game only. I mean, Wentz needs to be better, and he needs to be a playmaker for that team. But they're a dangerous football team with that offensive line and their defense.
Well, I'm kind of really shocked by that because New England had 2 weeks to prepare for that.
Mm-hmm.
And Belichick takes away what you do best.
Didn't.
He didn't do
Dosed them.
that.
He dosed.
And-
They got the dose of their own medicine for sure.
And then you got what? Mac
Jones?
Mac Jones saying we didn't practice this good or that good this week, and it's like, wait, what?
Well,
you said that publicly?
I mean, the offensive line for New England has been tremendous this year. They're not even on the board. I know why we're talking about them so much, but the pass rush for the Indianapolis Colts got to him, and Mac Jones looked like a rookie quarterback because he had pressure on him. But Arizona's 10-4. They were the 1 seed 2 weeks ago. They're no longer. They're the 4 seed right now. They're coming off back-to-back
now we're getting all
losses.
scatter because we're talking about pass rush now. Because I want to go back to the freaking Browns
shit.
and go, Myles Garrett, where the hell was your ass? You want to be the MVP? You didn't show up against the Raiders.
Yeah. I saw him
No
laughing on the
pressures?
sideline.
Yeah.
We almost need to recap this game. Indy out in the desert. Arizona is a 1-point favorite in this game.
Everybody's taking Arizona. Come on.
Really? What the
I'm
hell?
taking Arizona.
What the hell happened with Arizona and Detroit? They went into that game as 2 touchdown favorites. They came out of that game as an 18-point loser.
That's fine.
I'm taking Indianapolis.
Perfect
They're the hot
time
team.
to lose a game going into the final 3 weeks in the playoffs.
I think Indianapolis
And you
is going to
just
run the
got your
ball down
ass
their
kicked.
throat as well.
Nah.
You like Arizona?
Yep.
Dan's on Arizona. I'm on the Colts. This starts the Sunday 1 o'clock slate games. The New York Giants in-division game. That
Wow,
NFC
there's some
East.
really shitty games here.
There are. But meanwhile, it's a team that's viable for the playoffs. The Giants are 4-10. They travel to Philadelphia. Philadelphia 7-7, fresh off their win against the Washington football team just last night. We are shooting our traditional shoot day of Wednesday. Obviously, we had 2 football games on Tuesday. The Giants are losers at Dallas. They don't have Daniel Jones. Not that he's a huge difference maker. They're either playing, Giraffe, Glennon, or even Jake Fromm. I don't know who plays. It doesn't really seem to matter. I mean, there's changes coming there. They've been hurt by the injury bug quite a bit this year. Philadelphia, it's back to run, Eagles run, and Hurts is playing pretty well for that football team. They are a huge favorite in this game. They are 10-point favorites in this game. The over-under is 42. Are they going to cover this number?
COVID. Philly's coach is out.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
I did.
What, like he just tested positive today because he coached last night?
Yeah, he's out today, which blows my mind. How he didn't have it last night, but this morning he's got it.
Yeah, magic.
I don't know how this testing works.
Huge.
Sirianni's out. Or I shouldn't say he's out. He's on COVID list. I mean, he could test out by Sunday. I doubt it.
Huge number, 10.
Yeah, it's a huge number. The Giants suck, but wow.
Run, Eagles, run. I'm on the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm giving the points. They have a shit pot full to play for. They're one of those 7-7 teams. They are currently on the outside looking in. They do not have the 7th seed. The Minnesota Vikings currently have that seed. But they have a lot to play for. I like the motivation factor. I'm on Run, Eagles, run, -10.
10's a big number for this shitty game.
Especially with the low over-under of 42. I mean, I get the rationale. That's a big difference.
Screw it. I'm taking the Giants on this one.
You always take the Giants. I don't know why you do that. Anyway, we're at odds again. Next game on the board, a very important football game, and I think probably a pretty good football game. The Los Angeles Rams are 10-4. They are 3-point favorites going to Minnesota. Minnesota is 7-7. The Rams are fresh off their win against Seattle. We talked about it briefly already, where they got some calls down the stretch that went their way to preserve that game. They did win the game 20-10. I tell you what, that NFC West is strong, and they might put 3 teams in the tournament. I'm not sure. Currently, the Rams are the 5 seed. Their defense is awesome. They got playmakers up front. They got playmakers in the secondary, namely Aaron Donald, namely Jalen Ramsey. And Cooper Kupp has just been fantastic and consistent all year. The Vikings, they come off a win in Chicago where they didn't put up much offense at all. I mean, the Bears outgained them by 200 yards. They came out with a big L. The Bears did.
Somehow Minnesota finds a way to stay in the game, and it shocks me.
Or keep people in the game as well, one way or the other. The Rams are -3 in Minnesota. This is a tricky football game.
The Rams don't look that good to me. They're
Keep eating these nuts.
hit or miss. They did the one thing I liked about the Rams, though. They established the run. Sony Michel, I thought, had an awesome game.
You see that run where he stiff
Yeah,
armed that dude?
he tried knocking his head off.
He did.
That was awesome.
It was super awesome. It was like, get the fuck off me. It was awesome. It was super cool run. That was one of my favorite plays of that game. Are they going to win this game by 3 or more?
Yeah. I'm taking the Rams.
God, I'm struggling with this game tremendously. I'm going to go with the Rams as well, -3. I think it's tricky. It could go either way. I like the Ram firepower, although, I mean, there's plenty of firepower on the Vikings side of the ball. What scares me is me watching the Bear defense shut them down with the Bears having 0 of their secondary available with COVID. That scares me in regards to that. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the Rams as well. Another great football game. We're running hot with good football games. The Buffalo Bills are 8-6. They travel to Foxborough to play the Patriots, who are 9-5. The Patriots are 2.5-point favorites in this game. The over-under is 43.5. Buffalo comes off a win against Carolina. They were okay, but here we go. For New England, this is the AFC East championship game. If they win this game, they're going to win that, and they're going to have a high seed in the tournament, and Buffalo's going to be looking at a wild card spot and hopefully gets in. So, and we talked about both these games. Well, we talked about the win, Buffalo's win against Carolina. Carolina's not a good football team. They got their run game going a little bit better. Currently, Buffalo is the 7th seed in the AFC tournament. New England, they're currently the 2 seed, where they stand one game better. And obviously they had difficulties in Indianapolis. And it must be the holiday season because did you see Bill Belichick apologize for being short at his press conference after the game?
Yeah.
It must be the holiday season. I've never seen Belichick apologize for shit. They're going to win this game. It's a short enough line. It's a field goal game.
This is a tough one because what they play on? Was it in a Thursday night game? Or
Yeah, the
Monday
game
night
where
was
nobody
prime
could throw.
time?
Yeah, where the
Yeah.
wind was brutal.
Yeah, yeah.
And what? New England threw the ball 3 times or 2 times or whatever bullshit it was?
And there were some comments made after. What the hell's the coach at Buffalo? McDermott?
Sean McDermott.
Don't give Bill Belichick the credit.
Oh, yeah. There was a little chippiness after that game.
I'm
yeah.
taking New England.
I'm not. I'm going Buffalo. I think they're the better football team. I do. I love
Can't
Josh
run the
Allen.
ball.
I'm going to go Buffalo. I think they tie this division up, and I think it's an absolute Donnybrook the last 2 weeks of the season.
All right, I'm going off the rails here.
What do you got?
Did you watch the Idaho Potato Bowl?
The
Did you
blue
see
fucking
that
field
game?
game?
Yeah.
Wyoming
last
and Kent
night?
State, right?
Yeah.
I saw like 3 plays. My father-in-law Tom is out here on the other side now. We're out here like, what the hell's going on?
Well, because what's his face is from out that way. One of the Dakotas playing.
Carson Wentz? What are you talking about?
No, the Buffalo
Oh,
quarterback.
Josh Allen, Wyoming. Yeah, he went to the University of Wyoming.
That quarterback had 200 yards rushing from Wyoming and 4 friggin' touchdowns.
Good for him. Is he going to play in the league?
Dude, he might.
Would you see him throw the ball at all?
Yeah.
He got
He
arms?
throws a decent ball.
Is he fast? I mean, Josh Allen's like freakishly fast. I mean,
He had 200 yards rushing.
okay, fine. I asked if he was fast.
Yeah, he looked fast to me. He's faster than my fat ass.
That's not a yardstick.
Come on.
What the fuck? That's 0 yardstick. Anyway, I'm on Buffalo. Dan's on New England. Next game on the board, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're 10-4. They travel to Carolina.
Carolina's a freaking.
This is a division game as well. But anyway, Carolina's 5-9. The over/under. The line on this game is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers minus 10.5. Over/under is 44. Currently, Tampa is the 3 seed. They lost Chris Godwin last week, which
they had a shit ton of Godwin. What?
you want to do a mea culpa on
What's the
Bruce
other-
Arians?
Huh?
Do we want to do a mea culpa on Bruce Arians?
What the hell's that mean?
It means he welcomed Antonio Brown back with open arms, and today they signed Le'Veon Bell
Oh,
because
yeah,
Leonard Fournette's hurt
They're
too.
turning into the Steelers.
I mean, probably 2 villainous Steelers, if you will. By the way, did you know I represented Le'Veon Bell's mother in an auto accident one time? He's from the Columbus, Ohio area. Anyway, that's totally off subject. I have no idea why I even mentioned that shit. Carolina, Tampa Bay, they come off a shutout loss to New Orleans.
Tampa Bay had some. Godwin was hurt. Who else got hurt?
Fournette,
And wasn't there another receiver?
yes. I don't know who. What happened to that little white receiver, Scotty Miller, Scooter Miller, or some bullshit?
Yeah, the dude
Remember
from
how important
Bowling
he was?
Green.
Is he from Bowling Green?
Yeah, he was from Bowling Green.
He played a huge part of that team, like especially that game against.
He's not on their team?
I haven't seen him all year. Have you seen him?
No.
I don't know.
I'm surprised.
He must have got hurt. It's not that he's not on the team, Dan. I think he got hurt.
That sucks, because, that's a little...
They got shut out
Wes
against-
Welker kind of... Well, that's what I'm saying. It's 10... They're going to... Yeah, this is a double-digit win for the Buccaneers.
There you go. And they got shut out against New Orleans.
Yeah, no, that pisses Tom Brady off.
Yeah, through a laptop.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I'd throw
Microsoft
that
service.
freaking thing, too.
And that troublemaker from the Saints, that Gardner Johnson guy,
Oh, yeah.
he won't let it go. He started like a GoFundMe page for Tom Brady to buy a new laptop or something since he broke his and things like that. I mean, he won't let it go. He's such an instigator.
That's the dude that started the fight with the Bears last
Yes.
year. Yeah.
I mean, if he's on your team, you love him. If he's not on your team,
You wanna
fuck
kill
that
him.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
He's
I
not
hate
on my
that guy.
team. I want to kill him.
Yeah, me too. Fuck that guy. I hope he gets coal in his stocking, dick. Carolina, they come off that loss against Buffalo. They don't have any offense. Cam Newton's going to start. Sam Darnold's apparently healthy, and he's going to play some snaps, I guess. I don't know. I don't think it's going to make a difference. I mean, we're talking about, at this point in the
Sam
season.
Darnold's going to be like a Colt McCoy. He'll be in the league for years as a backup, and you won't know.
It's a
he's
damn
on your
good living,
team.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I wish I
What
could.
the hell? Yeah.
Remember
I
the
could
guy
do
behind
that.
Peyton Manning in Indianapolis, Jim Sorgi, who didn't play a snap for like 8 fucking years and made like $1 million plus every
Yeah.
year? Holy shit, best job in the world. Carolina has no offense. There's no McCaffrey. There's no nothing. I mean, Tampa Bay has a ton to play for. I mean, they're in the middle of that fight for playoff positioning, seeding, whatever you want to call it. I'm also on the Bucs laying the big number 10.5.
Does that dude keep his job? Matt Rule?
I don't know. That's a good question. Here's the deal with that. I mean, maybe he keeps his job, but
What would have happened if...
it's very clear to me that Matt Rule belongs in college football.
Yeah, but...
I mean, his offense, was killer at Baylor. Killer.
What would have happened if they would have taken Fields?
They'd be a lot better football team.
Yeah, I agree.
And have optimism. The quarterback class sucks this year coming
I
in.
know.
I mean, sucks. I'm so thankful that the Bears mortgaged the future to an extent, gave up their first-round pick in this upcoming 2022 draft for Fields. They're on the board later. He keeps showing flashes. I'm super happy about that progress. In any event, so we're both on the Bucs minus 10.5, right?
Yep.
All right, I don't think anybody's tuning into this game.
Holy
It is
shit.
the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are 2-12. They travel to the Meadowlands to play the New York Jets, who are 3-11. One game better. The Jets are -2. The over/under on this game is 41.5. This is the draft position bowl, if you will. I mean, you don't want to win this fucking game if you are
Either team?
the Jags. You don't. The Jags. Well, I think the Jags, if they win this game, they end up behind the Jets. You don't want to win this game. There's no quarterback out there, but the Jets aren't looking for a quarterback. They're going to stick with Zach Wilson, and he hasn't
I
showed
would
exactly
hope
great.
either one of these teams isn't looking for a quarterback.
Oh yeah, you're right. And Matt, neither of them are looking for a quarterback. You're right. That's 100% right. The Jets are -2 in this game. I mean, they competed in Miami. The Jets did. I mean, they were in that game in the first half, and then I think it ended up being a 7-point difference, right? 7-point difference in the game, Tom. He's nodding his head yes. So I mean, it wasn't exactly a great performance from the Finns, but we'll talk about them. They're the last game on the board on Monday Night Football. I guess the coaching change doesn't matter. I mean, did the coaching change happen after our last show, or did it happen? I think it happened right after our last show. Apparently, Urban Meyer.
2 fingers is out.
Yeah, he didn't make it. And he's not going to get a job. He's not going to get a job in pro football. He's not going to get a job in college football. He's not going to get a job as an analyst. It's questionable whether or not he gets a job
Wait.
at fucking Burger King.
He'll
He
get
doesn't need a job.
That piece
No,
of
he
shit,
won't.
That piece of shit.
Wait, is he going to get a head coaching job again
Yeah,
if he
'cause,
wanted it? I don't think he wants it, but
Hold on.
no
Who-
fucking
Who's
way.
the guy that coached Atlanta, the college guy that coached Atlanta?
He last the
was
same.
at Louisville.
Yeah, Pelini, Petrino.
Petrino.
Yes.
He
He lasted the same amount of games. as
He's
Urban Meyer
he's a
did.
head coach somewhere in some podunk school now because I saw his name come up for a big time.
He did.
Actually, I think it was the Louisville job. Isn't the
He
Louisville
did. He got the
job
Louisville
come
job.
back?
He did.
No,
He did.
it's open again.
Fine. Then maybe Urban goes there. Retreads.
It might have been Akron's job that he was on because I was like, don't get that freaking piece of shit.
Well, he didn't. Whatever. I hated that guy when that happened. I remember when that happened.
It's not Polino. It's Bobby
Petrino.
Yeah,
Petrino.
that's the guy.
And I feel like
He got a job. He's coaching.
And he wasn't
It's
even
like a
Louisville. He got like
Division
2
II
jobs. No,
school.
I feel like he went to like out west somewhere, like Colorado or some shit like that. He got a job, and then got fired from there and got another job. But meanwhile, he's a dick, and he left his team and
Yeah.
like sent him a goodbye note and things like that. But Urban Meyer's worse, if you ask me. He doesn't take the flight back from the game in Cincinnati.
That's because
he
was greasing up
Yeah.
his 2 fingers.
Yeah, he's married and went and
Bang, bang!
finger banged some broad.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's no way he gets a head coaching job and deal with the backlash from that. There's no professional organization. There's no academic institute
No, NFL.
that is going to
team's
deal with
hire.
that fucking backlash, Dan. There's no way. I hope he tries to get a job and they say, go fuck yourself. I think that's the way it's going to happen. Anyway,
I would hope he doesn't need another job.
He doesn't need another
what
job.
the
He's
hell?
normally
He
knows
had
how to
an
do it.
outrageous contract.
oh, he's the highest
They
paid.
fired him for a cause. They're going to settle on some number.
Whatever.
I mean-
Shedcom just tell him to fuck off. But I mean, he was the highest paid employee in the state of Ohio, our home state, for probably 8 years when he coached the Bucks, right? I don't know how long his tenure was there in Columbus, but anyway, you on the Jets -2 or the Jags?
Soleil's
Flip a
out.
coin. Okay.
COVID.
That's
They
a
might
Jets
do
head
better.
coach. Who cares?
He got COVID coincidentally the week of Christmas.
I'm on the Jets -2.
I'm taking the Jets.
Woohoo! Paper airplanes rise again. We're both on the Jets. Dana, consider that your elephant pick?
Yeah, that might be.
Get the fuck out of here.
The
All right.
Jets.
Speaking of shitty football games,
Holy
the next
crap.
game on the board is the Detroit Lions going to Atlanta, Teddy's hometown. He's coming this way to see us. I'm looking forward to seeing him. Even though we've had our differences in regards to college football and things like that, it's the holidays. I'm willing to let that go and have plenty of drinks with him. I'm completely looking forward to seeing him and his brother, Kevin. The Detroit Lions 2-11-1 on the season. They do come off a win against a very good Arizona football team. They do travel to Atlanta. Atlanta comes off their loss in San Francisco. Atlanta has been installed as a 4-point favorite. Over-under is 44. Fours are wild right now. Let's talk about Detroit just for a second and that win. I mean, kudos to Dan Campbell to me. I mean, your team's shitty, and they come to play. It seems like
Every
most
week.
weeks are week in, week out, if you will.
So I said they're not the worst team in the NFL.
Kudos to him, man.
I mean, the two New York teams suck ass.
I mean, he certainly. I mean, he walked into an absolute dumpster fire.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's trying to extinguish the fire, if you will. And I think he's doing a pretty good job. And I think his players probably are. I mean, obviously his players like him because they're playing for him, and it's obviously a lost season. So the Atlanta Falcons, they're on life support. They're not eliminated. They're 6-8. They do come off that loss from San Francisco. I don't know. They're not a good football team. They're 4-point favorites against the Lions. They're going to win this game by 4 or more at home.
Was this a Sunday game?
Yeah, we're still in the
At
1
home
o'clock slate on
after
Sunday.
Christmas. Detroit just came off that huge win. They're flying. I'm taking Detroit. Screw it.
Take Atlanta -4.
I got to take some risks if I want to catch you. I got 3 weeks left.
That's not what it's about.
I'm catching your ass.
It's about our viewers. It's not about competition between you and I. It's about giving good
What do you
advice.
mean? I'm giving good advice. I'm taking Detroit.
I want Atlanta -4. I like their offense considerably better. I don't know. That's a tricky play. Maybe it's a close game. I don't know. It's on turf. All kinds of crazy shit can happen there. Next game on the board, Los Angeles Chargers. They are 8-6. They are currently the 6th seed in the AFC. They travel to Houston. Houston's 3-11. The Chargers are 9.5-point favorites in this game. The over/under is 45.5. I already mentioned, the Chargers 6th seed. That was a crazy game they played against Kansas City on Thursday night, which seems like forever ago based upon all the different football games we've had throughout the week. I mean, we had games Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and we have a game tomorrow on Thursday. But that was last Thursday where the Chargers kind of led the game the whole way, and then the Chiefs would tie it, and then this and that, and tie. Will it go up, tie? It went into overtime, and what the biggest play of the game was the coin toss in overtime, which Kansas City won, and they went down and got a touchdown. Fucked up my bet. Dude, that pissed me off, too, because I was getting, oh, my God, that upset me a lot. But anyway, that's that. The Chargers are 9.5-point favorites in Houston. Houston comes off their win against Jacksonville. Davis Mills, their third-round quarterback that they drafted, is showing pretty well. I mean, Deshaun Watson's not going to be on that roster. I don't know what's going to happen with Deshaun Watson, but he's not going to be a Houston Texan. I mean, they're evaluating Davis Mills right now to see, like, hey, do we need to go and make a play for a quarterback that's going to be available? And what quarterback's going to be available? Is Russell Wilson going to be available? Is Aaron Rodgers going to be available? Who's going to be available?
Is Case Keenum going to be available?
Oh, for the love of fucking God. Nobody wants Case Keenum. Chargers 9.5.
Houston Texans might, because why pay him $7 million when you got that Mullins kid that he should have won the game?
I tell you what, I like Nick Mullins. A couple of people at the office are like, dude, we're screwed. We got Nick. I'm like, that guy's pretty good. I saw him play in San Francisco.
Yeah, no.
I forget where he came out of, Ole Miss or somewhere. I forget where he
I'm
came out.
fine with him as a backup if you're going to pay $7 million. Yeah,
That's bad cap
clear the
management.
cap space. Get his ass out of here.
Yeah, there's no reason for Case Keenum for a backup to be making $7 million. There's absolutely no reason for that. I'm going to lay the whole boatload with the Chargers -9.5.
Me
Once
too.
again, tons to play for. Eckler, it looks like he went on the COVID list. They're running back.
They have COVID issues.
So,
there.
they
Somebody
do have-
else did too. But Houston had something There's something with Houston.
Brandon Cooks lost. They lost Brandon Cooks, who scored a touchdown or two maybe last week. But meanwhile, their season's in the tank. You know, they got
Houston's
coal in their
pissed.
stocking.
They added an extra game, and they got to play another week.
We're both on a charge -9.5. Next game up, a very important football game for Dan's football team, but a very fun football game to watch to me, and I'll certainly be tuning into this one. It is, once again, the AFC North, which is just compressed like this. Like, they're on top of each other in this division. The Baltimore Ravens, who are 8-6, coming off their loss against Green Bay, travel to Cincinnati, who came out of Denver in Mile High Stadium in a different altitude with a very big win where their defense showed huge. They're 8-6 as well. The Bengals are 2.5-point favorites in this game. They already beat Baltimore in Baltimore. And I don't know if Lamar Jackson's going to play or not, but how about that fucking Huntley kid?
For an undrafted kid, I'm telling you, he's good. I like him. You give him more reps, you look good.
You tell me there's 32 other quarterbacks in the National Football League that are better than him?
No.
No fucking way,
No.
right? No way.
He looks really good. And
this is like 3
last week I
weeks
said
in a row.
the kid needs a week of practice. Where he's the number one guy, and he looks better. Against the Green Bay Packers.
The first time anybody ever heard Tyler Huntley's name was in Soldier Field in Chicago, and he played really well. I saw every freaking snap, and he's continued his ways. They're going to get draft capital for him.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's guess at it. Let's say
second round.
Wow, that's a lot. I was going to say 3, but maybe. I mean, it's a quarterback-starved league. I get it. I get where you're coming from.
Houston, Carolina. How do you look on Carolina with Matt Rule?
And he is what used to be the non-prototypical quarterback in the National Football League. He is the prototypical quarterback in the National Football League now.
The 2 New York teams.
Who
you
can
can
run.
Even throw Detroit in there, and you can throw Atlanta in there.
All of a sudden, the prototypical National Football League quarterback is not the white dude who drops back and throws freaking lasers. It's an athletic dude that can get out of the pocket and make plays if shit breaks down and throw the ball. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's Tyler Huntley. I mean, right now, that dude's going to make himself a shit pot full of money.
Or maybe the Ravens trade Mudbud.
No way. Really? I don't know. That's the crazy thing about it, but possibly, who knows what happens here. He didn't practice again today.
I know.
This might be Tyler Huntley's show again, but it's not like you're dropping off or falling off a cliff with your backup quarterback with Tyler Huntley, because as we've just went ad nauseum, he's played really freaking well the last 3 weeks. I love that Bengal football team. I love their resolve. I love the way they play defense out in Denver. I think they're going to double down and beat the Ravens again.
I got them. I'm taking the Bengals too. Screw the Ratbirds and Mudbud.
I feel like it's a dangerous pick. Baltimore lost that game in Green Bay where they were down in the game and down in the game and then back and then tied and then down in the game. They get a late touchdown, last second touchdown, and then John Harbaugh goes for 2 again. It's another play to Mark Andrews. It failed again. That's 2 weeks out of 4. It's hard for me to watch stuff like that.
How do teams not stop Mark Andrews?
I mean, he's a great player.
He is great.
But
that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's their number one freaking guy.
I'm watching
when the shit gets into it, they're looking for Mark Andrews.
He's a great player.
He's
a great player.
His ass.
Knock
his ass down. He's a tight end. He's at the line of scrimmage. Somebody pummel him.
I've religiously watched the National Football League. I was born in 1971, probably since like the early 80s. And I know they didn't even have the 2-point conversion back then. But it's shocking to me how people go for it on 4th down now all the time. How they go for 2-point conversions, bypass the 1 point, which is theoretically, given to you.
Unless your kicker sucks. But they don't have a shitty kicker.
It's unbelievable. Like, it's difficult to even, rationalize in my mind sometimes or balance in my mind. We're both on the Bengals -2.5.
Yep.
The next football game up starts at 4 o'clock slate on Sunday. It is the Chicago Football Bears, 4-10, freshly eliminated from the playoffs on Monday night. Speaking of more freshly eliminated from the playoffs, the Seattle Seahawks are 5-9. They got eliminated last night, obviously, in a Tuesday night football game. Seattle is a full touchdown favorite, -7. Over-under is 43.5. Like I said, the Chicago Bears came off their loss against Minnesota. They had all kinds of COVID problems in the secondary, and those guys really shine. They outgained the Minnesota Vikings by 200 yards. Fields had a couple of good plays. He had a couple of bad plays. That's what happens with rookies. I love his ceiling. I love the future for the Chicago Football Bears. I can't wait to watch him play again on Sunday. The defense played great. With that being said, Seattle comes off their loss against the Rams. They were in that game. I mean, you know what this game is to me? With both these teams being eliminated, it's like the game of the changes are coming for both teams.
Yeah,
the Bears are going to have
fighting for their life.
The Bears are going to have a new coaching staff.
Yep.
And I think the Seattle Seahawks are as well. I mean, I think there's a good chance that Russell Wilson is not the quarterback there next year. I think there's a good chance that Pete Carroll is not the coach there next year. It's a holiday tradition. In any event, I mean, they're full 7-point favorites. I know where I'm going with this game. I'm going to take the Bears. I love Fields. These teams aren't playing for anything.
I'm taking the Bears.
All right, there we go. Dan having a consensus pick. Dan
the Steelers,
back in the fridge. Don't step on that beer can. Stumble. It is the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Kansas City. The Chiefs are 10-point favorites in this game. Over-under is 46. Pittsburgh is 7-6-1. They are still alive. They are frankly a half a game, not a full game, a half a game out of the 7th seed in a
Kansas
very
City,
competitive
Steelers
wild card race. Kansas City, they have righted the ship. They're 10-4. They won their game against the Los Angeles Chargers in a super entertaining game in overtime. 5 wins in a row for them. They've 100% righted the ship. They are currently the 1 seed in the AFC again. They're back, I mean, if you will, but they have COVID concerns again. I mean, it's really rearing its head. You see me looking to my right. Dan decided he was going to go potty. My wife's waving her hand behind the camera. I'm not sure what she wants. What do you want, honey?
Question. How are you behind half a game? How is it not a full game?
Because they tied a football game. And there you go. Question has been answered. You can let the dogs out. It's fine. We got all kinds of distractions here. It's not a problem. I'm a professional now after 2 years in this gig, right, Tom? It is the Kansas City Chiefs minus 10. Look, no Kelsey, no Hill on COVID. That's a big difference maker. But I think the Pittsburgh football team sucks. I do. I think they're very fortunate to have the record that they have. I think they could have easily lost the game against Baltimore. I think they could have easily lost the game. I think they're very lucky winners of the last couple of games. I'm going to lay the full boatload of Kansas City minus 10. I have a feeling Dan's going that way too, just for a simple disdain of the Pittsburgh football team.
I'm going that way. They suck.
They do suck. And I don't care. I mean, Kelsey's so great. Who did you mention was so good? Oh, Mark Andrews. Kelsey's even better. Like, week in, week out.
Yeah, but him and what's-his-face are on COVID. Kelsey's on COVID.
And Tyreek Hill, right?
Hill, but
I know.
I don't give a shit. The Steelers blow. I do like the Steelers, that tight end for the Steelers, that kid from Penn State.
Pat Fryermuth.
Holy shit, that dude's awesome.
What was that game in Minnesota, Cody Todd? Did you stay up for that game a couple of Thursdays ago?
Yeah, that game, yeah. But he had
it was Harrison Smith made a great play and put his helmet on the ball.
He made that catch at the end of the Browns game.
Yeah, he did. He's a good player. They've always had good tight ends in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
They really have.
Ebron, your ass is gone from the Steelers. You
Ebron?
well,
What was the other white tight end that was there for so long? So good.
Shit.
Come on,
Heath
burn
Miller.
your team's ass so many times.
Heath Miller.
Heath Miller, yeah. Heath Miller.
And then there's another dude, Jesse James. I think he's with the Chargers, but he's
with the
not
Bears.
playing. Oh.
He's the Bears, but not playing.
Right.
Yeah, Jesse James. All right, very good. We're on to another very important football game. It is the Denver Broncos. It's this AFC West game. The Denver Broncos and the Las Vegas Raiders. Both these teams are 7-7, and they are right there in the mix. Neither of them are currently in the playoffs. They're both on the outside looking in, but that can change in a heartbeat. Heartbeat being 1 week. Denver, they come off a loss at home against Cincinnati. The Vegas Raiders, by the way, are 1-point favorites in this game at home. The over-under is a very low number of 41.5. The Raiders come off their win against Cleveland. Let's talk about Denver first. Their loss against Cincinnati. Bridgewater went out. Drew Lock's going to be the quarterback. He got stretchered off, and it looked pretty bad. He's fine. He had a head injury. It looks like a 1-week injury. It doesn't look like he's going to play this week, so it's Drew Lock's show. Their defense is really good. The Denver defense is playing really well. And here's the thing with the Raiders. I mean, They're missing Darren Waller like
Hey,
crazy.
Tucker, you're making me
Like
look
crazy.
because you're shaking the camera.
Yeah, get him out of there.
Looks like we're in an earthquake scene.
So the Raiders are -1 in this game against Denver at home. They're not going to have Waller again this week. Their offense doesn't run without Waller.
They
look like shit in Cleveland play. I mean, I know Cleveland has great defense.
They started out good. Time of possession was good. And in the second half, they looked like shit. And then he's just freaking winging balls up there. I mean, that interception that Greedy Wilson had, that was a terrible throw.
Yeah, I mean, in regards to that game against Cleveland, the Raiders went right down the field their first possession. Right down the field. No problems. But didn't really score or threaten almost after that, basically.
Well, the second possession, they got helped out by the 46-yard bullshit pass interference call.
Yeah, I saw it. I just got home from work. I didn't see
assholes.
it. Raiders -1 in this game. What's going to happen here?
Can't we blow up the stadium?
What? No, Vegas? Nobody wants to blow up Vegas. Stop doing that. I fucking love Vegas.
I'm going to have to go with Denver just because they're playing in Vegas.
I like Vegas. I don't know. I like Vegas. They're at home. The line's super short. I understand why it's this short. I mean, when you look at this thing, Vegas, meaning the sports books, think that probably Denver's a better football team, but they're on the road. But I still like the Raiders to win this game.
They're on the road and you got Locke playing. That's what.
We're on a Sunday Night Football. It is the Washington football team. We're 6-8. They travel to Dallas. Dallas is 10-4. Dallas is a 10.5-point favorite in this game. Dallas currently the 2 seed in the NFC right now. The Washington football team comes off their Tuesday night loss in Philadelphia, where they had to play with their third-string quarterback, Gilbert Grape or Garrett Gilbert or whatever his name was.
Former Browns
What's eating
quarterback.
Gilbert Grape? Have you seen that movie Gilbert Grape?
No.
You haven't?
No.
Leonardo DiCaprio. It's one of his early performances, and he's an autistic child person. You haven't seen it?
No.
Oh, it's so fucking good. I mean, the performance by Leonardo DiCaprio, and it's probably his best performance I've ever seen. He's a great actor. I have no idea why we're talking about this. All right, Washington.
You went off tangent.
I did. It happens. Once again, Dallas 10.5-point favorites, over under 47. The Washington football team, I'm guessing they probably get one of their quarterbacks who played pretty well recently, Taylor Heineke or Kyle Allen, back for this game. I'm assuming they're going to get one of them back with the loosened COVID protocols, with the not having symptomology and somewhat of an honor system going on. I'm still a little bit hazy in regards to exactly what the rule is. But in any event, they go to Dallas. I mean, Dak's been off. The offense hasn't been great of recent.
No.
The defense has been great. I mean, they have Randy Gregory. They have that Lawrence guy. They have that Diggs kid in the back who has 10 picks on the freaking year. It's their defense is carrying that football team right now. They're 10.5-point favorites against the Washington football team. They're going to cover that big-ass number, Dan?
No, I'm taking Washington in this. Dallas wins, but I'm taking Washington.
I'm with Dan.
Closer.
I'm assuming my pick is with the Washington football team as well, and I'm assuming that either Kyle Allen or Taylor Heineke is going to play in this football game.
Yeah.
And if they do, I like them to get under this number. Dan and I are both on the Washington football team, soon to be named next year. They claim that they're going to have a name next year, so we'll see what happens next year with that. But we're both on the
still
Washington.
calling them the Redskins.
I hear you. I don't blame you. Next game up is Monday Night Football. The in-laws team, the Miami Football Dolphins.
How the hell is this a Monday night game? Can't they flex this shit yet?
I think they flex Sundays. I don't think flex Mondays. I think Mondays like concrete. They go to New Orleans.
Do I get the Mannings back at least for this?
I hope so. I don't have no idea about that. 7-7. Both teams 7-7 on the year. The Saints have been installed as 3-point favorites in this football game. The over-under is low, as the Grinch would say. 39 points. The Miami football team, the Dolphins, they come off a fairly uninspiring win against the New York Jets, if you ask me. But that is 6 EEEs in a row. They started out the season 1-7. They battled their way back to 7-7. Tom, I need to hear an EEE loud. I hope you heard that.
From the live studio audience.
That's right. They have to play better. I mean, they have a tough schedule coming up. I think all their opponents in the last couple of weeks or so have winning records. So they're going to probably have to win out to get in a very competitive AFC wildcard race. New Orleans Saints, they come up a sensational defensive game in Tampa where they shut out a very prolific Tampa Bay offense. I mean, shut them out. They won the game 9-0. I mean, their offense doesn't scare a whole hell of a lot of people. And Miami has a pretty good defense. I mean, this is a crazy game here. Not crazy game, but I see why the line is 3. What do you like in this game?
I'm going to take Miami on this one. On the road. It's Monday night. We're beyond Christmas now.
Dan feels the
taking
peer
Miami.
pressure of Tom on his shoulder. I don't.
He's
I think the
staring at
Saints
me.
are going to win this football game.
I think Miami kicks the shit out of them. New Orleans offense blows.
Go for the elephant pick then.
They just paid that freaking dude all that money, and he sucks at quarterback, too.
Who? For who? Taysom Hill?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's not going to be a quarterback next year. I mean, their defense was sensational. Miami has a good defense. I see why the over-under on this game is 39. Both these teams come to town with pretty damn good defensive resumes. So we'll see which offense clicks more. I like the Saints to win this game. It's probably going to be a close game. I don't feel the pressure of Tom on my left shoulder. I'm going to go ahead and take the Saints -3. It is elephant pick time. Obviously, there's no buys in the National Football League this late in the season. It's week 16. We have 2 weeks after that. It is crunch time. What do you got? I haven't even looked. This is going to take me a hot minute. My God. I don't see anything I like.
I'm thinking Detroit over Atlanta. I'm thinking Cincinnati over Baltimore and Mudbutt.
I like the Kansas City Chiefs to absolutely destroy the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are frauds. With their 7,
I like it.
6-1 record. I understand Kansas City has injury issues with Kelsey and with Tyreek Hill.
If you're taking that one, then I'm going Cincinnati over Baltimore.
Because you want it to happen that way?
Yeah,
or,
hell yeah, baby.
dude, that's no way to pick.
I'm
but
taking
anyway,
it that way. So don't bet your house on what you'll hear me say.
bet your house on the Chiefs. I'm on the Chiefs -10. I love that game. That is it for the Christmas edition. It's the holidays. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for watching. Merry Christmas. Enjoy your families. It only happens
to our
once a
live
year.
studio audience.
That's right. He's going to be here for a hot bit. All right, very good. Thank you all.